friends. We're on day 17 of our 31 Days of Horror Movie Villains, and today we're talking about Longlegs. Before we begin, if you like pop culture and horror movie content, give your girl a follow. Longlegs are Dale Cobble, portrayed by Nicolas Cage in the film Longlegs, directed by Oz Perkins. He's a creepy satanic serial killer that unleashes complete and total chaos onto different families. Incredibly scary person, and his appearance is quite shocking. He's undergone a lot of plastic surgery to look really good for his master, meaning Satan. He's a super creepy individual that wants to do Satan's bidding. What we do know about Longlegs is that he loves music, and he was supposedly a musician of some sort, but in the 60s he gave up his dream due to some traumatic event, and then he pledged his allegiance to Satan and started doing Satan's bidding. The first batch of murders started on July 16, 1966. Longlegs gifted this family a doll that looked very similar to their daughter, whose birthday was July 14th. And this became a pattern. He would gift different families a doll that had an orb inside of its skull, that basically like the essence of Satan in it, and it would drive the families mad. It would cause the father of the family to unalive his whole family, specifically seek out families whose daughters were born on the 14th of different months. So he'd show up like a week before or after their birthday to present this gift. In 1974, he shows up to Lee Harker's house, the main character, as she is a little girl. It's almost her birthday, and he tries to give her this doll. She does not accept it, and her mother's like, get the heck out of here, but he attacks the family, he attacks the mother, and gives the mother the choice. She can either help him by being an accomplice to all of his like murderous deeds, or he could just go ahead and take care of Lee. So out of fear, Lee's mother decides to become the accomplice of Longlegs. He dresses as a nun, delivers dolls to these families, and says it's a gift from the church. So the families are like, oh, that's great. So they bring the doll inside their home, and thus the cycle begins. Fast forward to 1993, an adult Lee Harker is now investigating all these murders. She's trying to put the pieces together. Longlegs communicates through different symbols. He leaves messages that have to be decoded, kind of like some famous serial killers we do know. She figures out the pattern, she figures out the birthday, and Longlegs kind of toys with her, kind of plays with her mind. He eventually gives himself up, and he kind of alludes to the fact that his accomplice is someone that she knows. He does this, and then he ends up unaliving himself on the table in the interrogation room and passes away. It turns out that Longlegs has been living in Lee's house since she was a little girl. He moved into the basement, and he's been making these dolls right underneath her nose. Lee finds out what her mother's been up to, and that she has to continue like doing the bidding of Longlegs even though he's gone. And Lee finds out that her boss is the next victim. The movie ends with Lee being forced to unalive her boss, who has already unalived his wife, and then she also ends up shooting her own mother, and it's a whole thing. But Lee can't bring herself to shoot the doll because there's some sort of connection there, and it kind of alludes to the fact that Lee might become the next servant. Longlegs is such a scary character. The marketing around this movie when it first came out was fantastic. He does so many weird things like the singing, and he has a very interesting fashion sense. Nicolas Cage played this character so well, and Longlegs is a terrifying villain.